back to my channel and welcome to another episode of this series, which is all about AgentForce Service Agent. We will learn what are AgentForce Service Agent and how we can configure Salesforce flows and implement Salesforce flows in AgentForce Service Agents. Now, before moving forward, we have to understand what is AgentForce Service Agent. AgentForce Service Agent is a massive leap forward in customer success automation. Unlike traditional chatbots that rely on rigid declarative dialogues, these autonomous agents use generative AI to operate 24/7 across self-service portals and messaging channels to handle tasks, make decisions, and provide natural responses aligned with your company's brand. Now, if you know, I have covered Einstein chatbot in one of the previous episodes of this series where we are creating a case for the customer, right? A service request for the customer. Why I'm saying that chatbots rely on the rigid and declarative dialogues, because for chatbots to do something or to perform an action, you have to provide a particular sentence to ask to the user. If I'll say what's your name, the chatbot will print and display the same message which will ask the user what's your name. Okay, that's why I'm saying it rely on the rigid and declarative dialogues. On the other hand, AgentForce Service Agent relies on natural language processing and LLMs, which provides more natural human processing language which can interact with humans more naturally, and we don't have to provide rigid responses or rigid instruction to the AgentForce Service Agent. Now, we will talk about AgentForce Service Agent when we will configure it, but before that we will just talk about some of the benefits that AgentForce Service Agent has. It responds 24/7, it replies naturally, that is a main benefit. That will reply in a very natural way or in a very casual way, so that the user or the guest who is using the service agent will feel more connected and more comfortable in talking to an AI agent which replies naturally instead of who replies very rigidly, right? Now, it adds clarity, it deploys quickly, and because it is grounded in trusted data, there is no scope of bias information, there is no scope of false information, and that's why you provide the most relevant information possible to the user or the customer. Now, before you start creating your agent, you have to do some configurations. I will write it down all in the description box below with the link of AgentForce special org sign up, so that you can sign in that org and you can try all the configuration and create your AgentForce service agent. Now, let's dive into our Salesforce org and let's create our first AgentForce service agent. Okay, now this is the special org that I got when I sign up in using that link, which I'll be sharing it with you. Now, to create an agent, search for agent in the quick find box here and click on agents. Once you click on that, first you need to enable Einstein Copilot for Salesforce. Once you enable that, you will have an default agent which is Einstein Copilot. If you want, you can configure it according to your requirement. Because we want to create a new user, we will click on the new Einstein agent here. Okay, now once you click here, this is the agent builder. Basically, this is the canvas on which you will build your agent. You will configure your agent, add instructions, add topics, and add your actions that you want to add here, right? Now, without any further ado, let's dive straight into this agent builder and create our first agent. Let's select AgentForce Service Agent and click on Next. Now, here it gives you all of these topics automatically added here. Now, if you don't want it, I would consider if you can remove it, otherwise you will keep everything added here. Now, let me tell you what is the use case for this AgentForce Service Agent. For example, let's say we have a chain of resort companies, and this AgentForce agent will be added on our website. For example, if a customer comes to the website, opens the agent, and they ask that they want to book a room for 2 days or for 3 days, right? Now, our service agent's work will be to get all the basic information from the customer, create an account and a contact for that customer in our database. After creating an account and a contact, they have to get all the booking information like the check-in date, check-out date, how many guests, how many rooms, do they want to include breakfast or any other information that is needed for booking. They will fetch that, and then it will also create a booking record in our Salesforce object. Now, this is all the agent will do. The agent will show a success message to the guest that booking has been confirmed. Okay. This is all what we are expecting with this agent to be. Now for that, we will just review what all management do we need, otherwise we will remove it. Now we don't need case management, we will need account. We don't actually need a reservation management because we will be creating our custom solution. Delivery issues, no, we don't want that. Order inquiries, no. Escalation, no. General FAQ will be there, it is beneficial for us as well, so let's just keep it. So we are just keeping general FAQ and case management, and account management. Okay, now click on the next step, and here you will add the name and the API name of the agent. Now what we will do is, let's create let's name it YouTube Resorts Agent. Okay, now here comes the main part here. Now description and roles are very important. Description will tell what is this agent is all about, and role will tell that this agent's role in this company and the task it will perform. Now after that, we have company. In this we will add information about the company that this agent represents, including the company's name, product information and relevant business details. After that, we have agent user, which determines what this agent can access and do. We have to make sure that the user has the required permission for the relevant features and objects. Okay, now this description looks fine to me. Deliver personalized customer interaction with an autonomous AI agent. AgentForce service agent intelligently supports your customers with common inquiries and escalation complex issues. So let's just keep it with common inquiries and bookings. Okay, now the role will be an AI customer service agent whose job is to get customer details and help them with booking. Okay, now we will describe a little bit about our company. Let's say YouTube Resorts Resorts are a chain of resorts and hotels in USA. Okay, now for agent service agent, we have this user which has all the permissions here. I will add all the permissions in the description box below, so that you can add all these permissions in your user as well, and then select your user as the AgentForce user. Now this is a very important checkbox which says enrich event logs with conversational data. Now if you don't check it, you don't get the detailed history of the conversation that has been happening with the AI agent and the customer. If you will check it, you will get all the event logs. There can be error logs, there can be success logs with the conversational data between the customer and the AI agent. So I would prefer always to check this checkbox to get the detailed information of the customer and the AI agent's conversation. Okay, now the last is to create an AI agent. Let's click here, and this has been saved. Once your details has been saved, you have this AI agent right here. And now you have the AgentForce builder canvas here, where we will be adding our flows and all the actions. Right now, here let's get familiar with all of these points here. So here, whatever we want the agent to do, whatever we want the agent to take actions for, we will add as topics. Okay, now you remember that we have added account management and general FAQ. So these are the default topics that are added here. If I will click on this topic, here in the topic configuration, you will see all the instructions and the scope that we have provided to the agent. And this topic's action, you will see all the agent actions that we have added here. These are some of the flows that have been added here with the default settings of this account management. Now what are we going to do here is, we are going to create a new topic here by going here on the new topic, and let's name it guest information and reservation. Okay, now the first thing it asks you for is classification description. An agent uses this description to determine when to use this topic in a conversation based on your user's intent. Now here we will describe when this topic should be used, when this topic should be picked up according to the user's intent and to the user's conversation. Here we will write a little description about what we are going to do in this topic and when do we want the agent to pick up. Okay, this topic will be used when a user wants to book a room in a resort. Okay, oops, sorry. This will create account, contact and booking record for the user. Okay, so here I have just given a small description of when this will be used and what this topic will do. Now there's one more important thing, which is scope. This says give your topic a job description and be specific. For example, your job is only to and whatever you want to write. Now if I will go to the eye icon, the scope tells an agent what it's able to do within your topic. Now here you will write that your job is to ask for specific information from the guest and create an account, contact and add bookings for the user. Okay, now here is the very important part, which is the following instructions are used to run this topic. Now you can add as many instructions as you want. In these instructions you have to be very specific of what you're telling the bot to do, what you're telling the agent to do, because the agent works on the instructions. So if the instructions are not specific and clear, the agent will not work as expected. Okay, get all the basic information. No, let's just say if the guest wants to book a room and process the bookings, ask them about the basic information first, which will include first name, last name, email and phone. Right, add one more instruction. Once you have all the information, check if there is any account and contact associated with the same information. Okay, now we will add another instruction saying if you find an account and contact, ask for the information about the booking, which will include, let's say we will include a check-in date, that is very important, number of days they want to stay, okay, number of guests, number of rooms, right, if they want to include breakfast, that is it. Okay, that's it for instructions for now. We can add it further as well. Let's click on next to configure. Now here it will show you all the actions that you have in your Salesforce org, which can be epics, which can be flow and which can be prompts. Okay, now for flows, to be very specific, it will only show you the flows which are auto launch flows. It is same as the Einstein bots, which were only taking auto launch flows. It is here same as well, that you need to create auto launch flows and then it will get triggered by this agent. Okay, now here we have all the flows. We have created already 2 flows for this agent. I will talk about the flows first and then we will add the flows one by one in this agent. For now, let's not click on anything and then click on finish. And here you have it, guest information and reservation, a new topic created for us. Let's click on it. In the topic configuration, you will see all the details that we have added here along with all the instructions that we have here. Now here we will add our flows, we will add our automation. Either you can add epics, you can add prompts, and you can add flows. This video is about flows, so we will be adding flows here. Now in this topic we want two things. One, to create an account and contact if there is not any existing record, and if there is any existing record, then just give the output to the Einstein agent that there is already an account and a contact. Okay. Now the second point which we want to do under this topic is to book reservations, to perform bookings for the guest. Now for those two actions, I have already two flows created. Let me just show you here. We will go to flows from here. Now first flow is account and contact, which is created by me today. I'll tell you what's inside this flow and how we are using it in the Agent Flow Builder. Okay, see, this is an auto launch flow as I have shared before. First we are having a get record element to get accounts. What we are checking is if we already have an existing account with the name that the guest has provided in the chat conversation, for which we are choosing account object and in name equals to full name. Let's go here to the full name, and full name I have created a formula which will have the first name and last name. Now where are we getting this first name and last name for? I have created few of the variables for which we want the input from the agent from here, and I have made it available for input. When you make a variable available for input, it will be available here in the agent builder, and then you can get all the information from agent builder and map it to the variable of your choice. Okay, so I have created some of the initial variables about for first name, last name, email and phone. You will see all the variables here. This last name is also available for input. Then we have email available for input here, and then we have phone available for input. Now when the agent will trigger this action, it will pass and it will map all the details from the agent builder, and it will map it to the flows variables. Okay, now I have first name, last name, email and phone if this flow has been triggered already. Once I have the first name and last name, I have created a formula for the full name, and I'm just checking if there is any account exist with the full name. Okay, now there can be two conditions: account already exists and account does not exist. Okay, for which I'm just checking if the get record element is null or not. Now if the account does not exist, then I know what we need to do. We need to create an account and we need to create a contact. Okay, let's go to the easy way first. Let's suppose that there is no account. This is the first time we'll be creating an account. I have taken a create record element for account, and here I'm just adding the required field, which is account name, and I'm adding the full name here. Once I have the account, I'm adding a create record element here for creating a new contact record. Okay, for which for account ID I already have the account ID here. Now this is another formula that I have created. If you will go here in the account ID, now because there can be two scenarios of account already exists and account does not exist, I had to create a formula for the account ID. I will get the details of this later. Let's just assume that this account ID has the account ID of this create account. Okay, now for email, I have just taken the email variable that I created for available for input. For first name, last name and business phone, we already have all the variables available for input, for which we already have the information from the agent builder. Now this contact has been created. What I'm doing here is I'm getting the account record and I'm saving the account records details in this account record variable, same as I'm getting the newly created contact record and saving the contact details in the contact record element. Why I'm doing that, let me just show you. Now because I want to show the data to the user, or I want to use the account record and the contact record that I'm getting it from here, I want to use it in the agent builder for further bookings process or for any other process. If I want to pass any value from flow to the agent builder, I have to create a variable and make it available for output. Now these are the variables that I have created here. This is just a simple record variable mapping to the account object, and this is available for output. Because I want to use it, I want to send the details from flow to agent builder, I have made it available for output. Okay, same as the contact record variable here, I have made it available for output because these are the two record variables I want to send it out back to agent builder. Okay, now this part is done. What happens if account exists but no contact exists? Okay, now let's go here. If the account exists, if the account exists, it will search if we already have a contact as well, for which I have used a get record element here, and here I'm checking if the account ID equals to the account ID from this get record element. Okay, there can be two scenarios again, that the contact exists and does not exist. Now because there can be two scenarios, I have created a formula for the ID. Okay, because we want to send the details from the flow to the agent builder about the account and contact record. Check if the contact exists. I have taken a decision element here. Let's say if the contact does not exist, that means we only have an account and no contact, and we need to create a contact. I have just added a connection to this create record element. Okay, so that I don't have to add a create record element here again. Now if the contact already exists, that means we already have an account and a contact as well with the same details that the user has provided. What we need to do is, we need to still put the details, put the records in the account record and the contact record variables, right? Account record we were putting this detail, and in the contact record we were adding this detail, right? But if the account and contact already exist, in the account record variable we are adding account from get account. Contact record variable we are adding the contact from the get contact variable from here. Okay, now comes to the account ID formula. Let's go here. Now because there can be two possibilities of account exists and account does not exist. If account exists, that means if get account is not null, then in the account ID it will be having get accounts account ID. Okay, which is get accounts account ID here from here, right? Now in the else part, I'm checking if create account is not equals to null. Create account means this create account. If the account exists, then it will take this ID. If the account does not exist, then it will take this create accounts ID. And that's why I've created a formula and just put together both the account IDs. Whichever will be available, it will be taken in this account ID variable. And then we are using this account ID variable to create a new contact here. Right? Now this is about creating an account, creating a contact, and before that checking if an account and a contact already exist. In either of these scenarios, we are sending account and contact record details to the agent builder. Okay, now this is the first flow which we need to add here first. For the topics action, click on new, add new action, and here you can choose either you want to add epics, flow, or prompt template. We are here for flows, so we will select flows. Once you select it, you will have all your auto launch flows in the pick list below. Let's select our flow and click on next. Now here we need to configure our action for our agent. Okay, we need to describe what this action actually does and when to use it in a conversation. What's the task this action helps a user to accomplish? What objects and records does this action use or modify? What are some of the phrases that can trigger this action? Okay, let's go one by one. First is describe what your action does and when you can use it in the conversation. This action checks if there is already an account and contact with the same information that the guest has provided. Okay, if yes, it will return account and contact information in the account record and contact record variable. Okay, remember, the more specific you will be about your action's name, about your variable's name, the more specific output you will get from the agent. Okay, now if no, it will create a new account and a contact with the details provided by the guest. Okay, now comes what object and record does the action use or modify. This action creates records in account and contact objects. And last will be, what are some of the phrases that can trigger this action? If the user or guest want to book a room and provided the basic information, this should trigger. Okay, now we have provided all the information. Now comes the input and output variables. You see, in input variable we will have all the variables that we have ticked for available for input, and for output it will be all the variables that were available for output. I'm writing ask user about the registration email. Okay, email should be in a valid email format. Now here comes the two parts. If the input will be required from the user, click it here, required input. Okay, now for first name, ask user for their first name, requires input, ask user for their last name, click on required input, ask user for their phone. Okay, phone should be a 10-digit number and requires input. Now these are all the input variables that we want. We have two output variables which will have the data. This variable will contain the account information, for the user, and click on show in conversation because we want to show these details to the conversation maybe later, and type the same, that it will contain the contact information for the user and show it in the conversation. And here you have it. You have successfully added your topics action here. Okay, now because you have added your action here, let's just go to the topic again and see if we want to change any instruction according to the action that we have added. In this we have added what all details we need. Once we have all the information, if you find it in contact, okay, let's type display the contact information found to the user. Okay, save it. Now let's go here again, and we have added account and contact with the same details. Now we have to move to the next step, which is the booking of the rooms, right? For that we have another flow. Let me close this one. For booking, I have created another flow named guest bookings. Hmm, or maybe it was booking. The object was guest booking. Yes. So this is the another flow that I have created. Let me just show you first the object that I have created for this flow, which is guest bookings, in which I have few of the fields, which is checking date, checkout date. Now the checkout date I have kept as formula because I'll be asking check-in date, and then I'll be asking number of days they want to stay, and in the formula I'm just adding the check-in date plus the number of days, and it will be checkout date. Now we have a contact master detail relationship where we will add the contact that we got from the um, account and contact action. Then we have number of days they want to stay for, number of guests for which they want to book our hotel for, and then we have number of rooms they want to book. Okay, now we have this object handy, and we have created this flow here as well. It is, again, you can see an auto launch flow. Now here, first what we are checking is, because for the booking the contact is a mandatory thing, we are adding a decision element to check if the contact exists or not. Now how we will check that? We have a variable here, contact ID, which I have just added available for input, and from agent I will be adding the contact ID as the contact that we have added, that we have gotten from this action. And in this contact ID, the ID from this action will be added automatically by the agent. I'm just checking if the ID is false or not. If the ID is null false, that means the contact exists. If the contact exists, we need to proceed with the bookings, right? Now here I'm adding a create record element for the object guest booking that I have shown you here. In the guest booking, again I have created all the variables with available for input, and I'll be getting all the input from the agent builder. Let me just show you here. We have check-in date, data type date available for input. We have number of guests, number of days, and number of rooms. Everything is available for input because we want the details here. Okay, now in the create bookings we have added all the details here, and we have created a booking record. Now here we are getting the booking record where ID equals to this create record elements ID. After that we have created a record variable for that guest booking, which is booking record, and in that we are putting this record, which is just the newly created record. And now this booking record is available for output because we will be sending all the details back to the agent, right, that the booking has been done or the booking has been confirmed. Okay, so that is why this is available for output. Now let's go to the agent and add a topic action again. Select flow again from here and select bookings. Okay, let's name it guest bookings and next. Now here again you have to put the agent instruction of what this topic will do, what this action will do, what records it will modify, and some of the phrases which can trigger this action. Okay, let me just add it. This action will be used to create guest booking records. This will be creating new records to the guest booking object. This will be triggered if the user wants to do bookings and has already provided the basic information. Okay, now comes down to the input and outputs. For all the variables that we have checked as input, it will be here. For all the variables we have checked as output, will be here. Now this variable I created earlier, but we will not use it, so just write do not use, and don't check anything from here, and don't check anything from here. For check-in date, ask the user when they want to check in or the booking date. Requires input. For the contact ID, take this ID from the contact record variable from account and contact action. Now the more you will be specific of from where the ID will be and what is the action name, the more accurate your agent will be. This is a natural language processing, and we are instructing the agent in the most natural language possible. But always remember that adding specific information about the variables, about the action name, will help the agent to understand the details better and will help you to, keep the process very, very smooth. Now this will not be requiring the input number of days. Ask the user for how many days they want to stay. Requires input, and then ask the user about the number of people or number of guests. Okay, requires input again. Ask the user about number of rooms they want to book. Okay, and requires input again. Now here we have added the details for booking record. This variable will be used to display the booking information to the guest. Okay, and tick show in conversation. That means you want to show this variable details in the conversation that you're having with the user. Let's click on the finish button from here, and we have successfully added our new action, which is bookings. Now because we have added here a new action, we have to go to topic configuration and we have to add some more instruction related to the booking object, okay, related to the booking flow. Now here we have added, if you find an account, now first let's say if you do not find any account and contact, then use the account and contact action to create new records. Okay, once you have all the details of account and contact and the account record and contact record variables are not empty, then okay, why I'm mentioning these variables? Because if these variables are not empty, then we are sure that the account and contact creation was successful and we have some values in there. Then ask the user about details of bookings, which will include check-in date, number of days, number of guests, number of rooms, do they want to include breakfast. Okay, once you have all the information, use bookings. One second, what was, yes, bookings action to create a new booking record for the user. Okay, these are all the instructions that we have added for the user. Now we will click on the save button. Okay, now here in this topic that we have created, we have two topic actions added. One is account and contact, one is bookings. We have added all the instructions here, and now it's time to check our agent that it is working fine or not. Once you check it, you will get more ideas, more instructions in your mind to provide to the user, provide to the agent. So it says, hi, I'm an AI service agent, how can I help you? Let's just say, hey, I need help with bookings. Okay, now see, it says, sure, I'd be happy to help you with the bookings. What specific assistance do you need with your bookings? I need to book a room. Right, now what I want you to see is that this message we have not given to the user, we have not given to the service agent to ask the user this thing, right? But it has processed it automatically according to our instructions and according to the actions that we have added. That is the power of natural language processing, and that is the power of LLM. Okay, now when I said that I need to book a room, it triggered our action, and it says that, great, I'll need some basic information to get started. Can you please provide me the following data? Now you see it is asking first name, last name, email and phone at the one go, right? What I want is that it will ask the user the details one by one. Let's go to the topic here, instructions. Let's add another instruction. Ask the users about the details one by one. For example, ask for first name, and once they provide you the first name, then ask the other one. Okay, let's just be this specific and see what changes we see here. Oh, I activated it. Okay, let's refresh it and try again. I want to book a room in your resort. I'll provide my first name, my last name, email address, my phone number, and it asks, could you please provide the date you want to book the resort for? I want to book it for 30th October 2024. Number of guests will be 6. Number of rooms will be 4. How many days? I want to stay for 2 days. Would you like to include breakfast in your stay? Yes, please. After all the information, it should create a booking request with all the details that is there. It says your booking is confirmed, Monica. Here are the details. If you have any other questions or further assistance, feel free to ask. Enjoy your stay. Here are the details. If I will go here now, let's go to the contacts, go to the contact created. Here, guest bookings, and here I have one booking with all the details that I have just filled here. Now I have added 30th October, and I have added number of days to stay is 2, and that's how the checkout date is here is 1st of November 2024. Okay, that is why I use checkout date formula to add the number of days added in the check-in date. Now that's how your agent works. In my agent I added one more information here, one more instruction. There is that, yes, this one. When the booking is confirmed, make the booking message more welcoming and personalized, make the guest feel important. And that is why you see this is the booking message. If I didn't put that, it will just show you that the booking has been confirmed and enjoy your stay. Okay, so if you want to customize it, if you want to make it more specific, you have to add instructions. You can add instructions as many as you want. One more instruction I added here is talk to the guest in a polite and casual way. uh, that is it. I think these two I have added additionally. And yes, here you have it. Here's your service agent, which was available for the user 24/7, which has asked all the details to the user and has created a booking for them. And here's a personalized message that confirms their booking as well. If we check here, this is the guest booking record that has been created. Also, it has created an account and a contact record for the details provided as well. This is the account record, and then we have the contact record. Okay, so that is how the AgentForce service agent can help your customers as well as your agents with the process. With, you can see the booking process or with any process that you add here. This agent we created was about resort bookings, but there are many scenarios, many use cases where you can use AgentForce service agents to help your customers as well as your human agents to focus on the high priority task rather than getting the information and rather than doing the initial process that can be done via a service agent. That is it. That is all for this video. I will add all the related lists, all the important documents or important links in the description box below. Don't forget to check that out. Let me know, how did you like it? How did you like this video? Did you learn something new? Of course, I think you did learn something new because adding a flow in AgentForce was new. But let me know if you found it interesting, found adding instructions interesting, or if you find the fact that we can add our automation in the AgentForce AI era. I'll see you super soon in the next video of this series. Till then, bye bye, take care, and keep learning.